Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome to the dungeon. How is everyone? Willa, welcome in. Welcome in. Congratulations on first and a 17. What a good roll to start. And 5 adventures. What a good trap as well. Doing fantastically, Willa. How are you? Lopley, Lopley, Lopley. My lop, pop, 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 pop. How are you? You got a 16. Also very decent. The highest roll so far today. And Amersa, welcome in. How are you as well? Welcome to my D&D night. How's it going? Hello, hello, sweet bird. Hello, hello, sweet lop pop, little witch. How is everyone? How's everyone doing? Lop pop, how are your results going? I hope they're going really well. I know I'm proud of you no matter what happens, just to be clear. But I hope they're going really well. Yeah, I guess I'll take a minute or two before we switch over to D&D. The model's not tracking very well tonight. Oh well. I feel better than yesterday because I chose my piece compared to others. You and Ymir are first still though. Oh. That's very sweet, Lopop. I appreciate you so much. You're a good friend, because we're friends. You're not just a viewer. I didn't get to say that when you were asking Ymir, but yeah. Okay, so tonight we're gonna rehash. I think it was my second ever game. We're gonna do a bit of a rehash of that because it's long forgotten in the annals, and trying to think of a new game every week has worn me down a little bit. So I'm gonna reach back to some of the older maps, and we're gonna do some new things with them. That's what I think we'll do for a little bit. And I have so many other projects I want to do, and making a new session each week takes decent amount of time. So that's the plan. Lop Pop, you wanna play? Willa and Amersa, you're also welcome to play. I don't think either of you have played before, but you're welcome to join if you have the time to. My results are not all out, but for now, I validate everything for now other than the classes. Okay. Yes, I wanna play. Hell yeah, Lopley's in. Okie dokie. Let's scoot on over then to D&D. There we go. Okay, and let me sit over in the corner and let me show you a couple of things. So Missfish, our dear beloved misfit, drew some beans during their 500 follower celebration. They were doing 500 doodles, and I asked if they could do a couple of Grizzly bean doodles, and with their permission, they have been added to the roster of choosable beans. So there is a new small, medium, and big bean. I can also resize them if anyone wants a specific bean. But Lopley, you already have your own completely innocent and unique bean. Thank you so much, Rainbird, for your words. Of course. I have attempted the D&D before, but it never really holds my attention, but I appreciate the invite. No worries, Willa. Just know you are very welcome if you ever do want to participate. It is drop in, drop out because of the nature of streams. So if you ever wanted to play for a while, you are absolutely most welcome to. So we have Lop Pop. Drop you in there for the moment, Lop Pop. And do I want to jump straight into it? We'll chat for a little bit. I'm trying to think what I have to talk about, because I know it was a pretty busy day. Before stream, I was like, oh, I can talk about this, and now that I'm actually here, it's like, oh, mind blank. It's a misfit. I'm Miz, welcome in. I was just telling everyone about the beans you doodled. Yeah, we can chat a bit before. That's me every day. Hello. Hello. Alright, stream-wise, I think I mentioned in the previous stream, but I did add a Dungeon VIP redeem for 100,000 Dungeon keys. And I've also been playing with the power-ups, the ones for bits. So we have word ban. You can pick a word ban, and I can't say that word anymore, which could be funny. Ooh, 6 adventurers. Miz on a murder spree with the explosive treasure chest. We have a bit redeem where I have to speak in my northern accent for 5 minutes, and we have 5 push-ups, which is a little more expensive because I don't like doing push-ups and it is torture. But those are now added. Push-ups? No thanks. And Miz, you got 11. That's pretty decent. Are you playing today, Miz? Do you want your bean in? No, okay. One sec. I don't have like an audio redeem. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. Thank you for the doom. At least you can do them compared to me. Not very well. I die at 3. 5's kind of my limit for a little while. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I'll take it. Your bean's on screen? Your bean's always on screen. We are here. Alright. Sleepless is here as well. Sleepless, are you joining the game? How are you, Sleepless? Of course? Yeah, get the big bean in there. Okie dokie. Currently debating moving mine up to 10 each and adding sit-ups. Not my thing. Getting over vein sick. Oof. Oh, being sick. Vein sick sounds terrifying, but being sick is unpleasant, but sounds less bad. Vein sick sounds like a Resident Evil thing. Because I can do them now before the redeem songs are even over. You get the buff Miz. Sit-ups are horrible. We have a similar feeling about exercise lap up. Okay. Let's turn the music down a little bit so it's just in the background. Is that good? Or okay? Okay. I'll be able to play right now, by the way. I'm at work still. Oh, you're still doing overtime, Miz? You poor creature. This is a pretty map, though. This is made using... Damn, I forgot the name of the tool. So Roll20 is the TTRPG map system I use with the tokens and everything. They partnered with an app that you can make maps in. So this was one I put together for the second ever game. Not for overtime, I'm just working on regular hours, and I know Key wanting to go out to eat today, I just know it. Fair enough. Big Bean don't fit in a building. Did I say big beans were medium or large creatures, though? Like, you're on the upper edge of medium or lower edge of large, so you can fit through a smaller space, a size smaller than you. Not a comfortable fit. Lower large, okay. Yeah, you can get through the doors. It's not a pleasant fit. We can squish, exactly. It's just a wall of green green fur when you're trying to go through a door. Okay, beans. And Ms., I'll keep your token there. You can kind of follow in the background. You have been summoned to one of the higher floors of the dungeon. It seems that there is a group of adventurers on their way. However, with the terrible timing that's in it, the minions on this floor have gone on strike. So they do not want to, they don't want to do their job, they don't want to deal with the adventurers. You guys have been sent up to see if you can resolve their grievances. Big Bean has a heavy equipment certification stapled on his back. I should try to get you a custom bean sometime, Sleepless. Since you're the only Big Bean at the moment, like it kind of fits. But if we ever have another Big Bean join, I'll see what I can do about customizing your bean a little bit. Yeah, so that's the information you've been given. It is an upper floor. Probably low-level adventurers usually going through here, like level, I don't know, 1 to 3. You guys know there are skellies, goblins, and goos that patrol this floor. The goblins mostly work in R&D and trap design. The skellies would be patrol skellies. And the slime's main job, much like gelatinous cubes, is just, cleaning up messes, pretty much. Scooping up those adventurers who have not succeeded in an old om-yum-yum kind of way. And Lopley and Sleepless, this was the stairs up. This is a sort of entry area. You see Audrey, the radio mimic, and you see a vending machine. So the lower level ones will not have special abilities yet, but the higher level ones might have their first class ability. Yeah. Where essentially what you know is you're expecting low level adventurers. They should be handleable by the minions on this level, but the minions on this level are striking at the moment. Snacks? You can get snacks. Sleepless heading over to the vending machine. Big Bean will look at the vending machine. Can I pat Audrey? Of course you can. Audrey is very happy to get pet. Does a little dance for you. Oh, it hasn't come up in the last couple of maps. whenever you see a door marked with this bright green color, that is an area that is only passable by the small beans. We currently have 2 mediums and a large. And you guys can work away with the information you've been provided. Do. I have my little milestone. You do. What snacks does the machine have? It has on the top row a number of sort of juice boxes, and then on the next row they're let's see, I'd say crisps, chips. Americans call them chips. There's a couple of different kinds of chips. There's plain, salted, cheese and onion, dried meat. There's probably the equivalent of rations. What do you call the dried meat sticks that you get at gas stations? Salt and vinegar, yes. Beef jerky, that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, there's definitely beef jerky in there. Vinegar, I love it so bad. Sleepless will get some salt and vinegar. All right. Sleepless, you reach into your big old pocket, take a couple of dungeon keys, channel points, essentially, and you put them into the slot, and you press the buttons. I'm going to say C7. The little thing starts to rotate, and pop down. Lizard. And out. Oh, lizard. Down and out. You have a pack of salt and vinegar chips. We RL drink straight vinegar. You know, I've heard apple vinegar is very good for you to take a small amount of. I don't know about drinking like regular vinegar, but you know, you do you. That'd be a bit strong for me. I'll stick to my Irish tea. It is nice with ginger ale. Interesting. I can't really imagine it. Ginger ale's very sweet. I suppose it's almost sweet and sour. I heard people drink the vinegar of pickles. Ooh. I don't like pickles at all. Keep them away from me. I'm weak to pickles, seafood, and radiant damage. We do that too, but that's not vinegar. It's mostly just salt and preservatives. I put vinegar in my rice, my eggs, and my pasta sometimes. You don't like seafood? I'm allergic to seafood. Are you trying to kill me, Loppop? No, poor birdie, it's fine. The seafood that I have tried before it killed me, I didn't really like, so... That's a very good reason to not like seafood. Thank you, Amersa. No, I would never kill you. We also always stay strapped with powdered garlic. We put it on everything. I like powdered garlic. Welcome in. I never saw you around. Yes, Immersa. What did... We played something together, didn't we, Immersa? On Mrs. stream? Is my brain breaking? I'm sure we played together. We played, the Forklift Crash-Out Crew. No, wait, that was Golden. Did we play something together? I don't know, Immersive's cool though. Peak. I think we played Peak. But yeah, what did you have for dinner, Marissa? What are you making? Garlic everywhere, in my rice, in my soup, in my sauces. I love garlic. Sleepless also a big yes. Gardic! Oh, we played Gardic. Yes. Mrs. 500. I have small bird brain. Okay, I'm gonna grab my dice. Hello. Come here so I see if you really have a small bird brain. I ain't sure you do, huh? No, sometimes I don't have brain cells, so I get it. Thank you. Thank you for your understanding, Marissa. You seem pretty intelligent. I don't think it's an oxymoron. I think you can be dumb and intelligent. There's just different kinds of intelligences. See? See, Lop? Empty skull. Nothing in there. Oh. Thanks, Lop. Oh. Thank you very much. Beef tacos with pickled onion, pico de gallo, and a garlic yogurt sauce. Oh, that sounds so good, Marissa. I'm thinking about that. That sounds really good. Sniff, sniff. You sniffing me now, Lops? I use a honey shampoo, so I should smell nice. I drew my model getting splashed like when you talked about it last time. I sniff you too. Sniff fight. What you smell like today, Lops? What soap you use? Ayo. Okay, Sleepless, you have visited the vending machine. Loppily, you have petted the Audrey. Where to next? Ooh, coffee. We will go out. Okay. So it's currently only one way to go. Let me start revealing a hallway. And it goes up in that direction. You follow too? Okie dokie. So, Sleepless, you're kind of a little more than shoulder to shoulder in these hallways. You're slightly turned to an angle as you move through. Always time for coffee. Late coffee to be more specific. I do love the smell of coffee though. There is a door right here, and there is a long hallway to the north. We'll open the door. Okie dokie. Boom. So you find a room with a northern and southern door. We will open the door. Let Lop get past us to the rest of the hallway. Okay. So you're gonna go south, and Lop is now able to move around a little bit more themselves if you want to split up a little bit. To the south, is a small off-shot room where you find a crate. Box indeed. Lops, are you following Sleepless? Are you going the other way? I go up to see what is it inside. Open box, box. Alright, Lopley will follow. What you find in this box is sheets and sheets of a paper with the dungeon's official seal. The seal of the boss. The spiral key. Hi, Miz. Welcome home. We missed you. Welcome back to the dungeon. And I'm good to play. Hell yeah. A seal of harping? A harp seal? Miz, to catch you up, there's a vending machine. There is Audrey. Sleepless and Lopley went up the hall. They went to the left to a southern room, and they have found a big box full of paper. Reams and reams of paper. I put Audrey in the vending machine. Okay. And run to catch up. Okay, I don't know how Audrey feels about being in the vending machine. Well, I do, but Miz runs to catch up with you guys. Put some in Sleepless Kangaroo pocket of infinite space. I'm gonna let you know it's not infinite space, it's just a lot of space because you're a big bear. So it's not actually hammer space. But it is like a kangaroo pocket. Something more like game inventory. Where does Leon carry his case? Not yet, it's not. We'll see what comes up in your boss spoons. Sewing a bag of holding into your kangaroo pocket. Oh, actually, that's something I'm gonna take note of for my IRL game. Yeah, you found a crate of official papers. Simply manifest ass of holding. Simply manifest it. Where to now, little beans? And when I say little beans, I just mean Miz and Lopley, because Sleepless is a very large bean. But also, where to, large bean? We are like linked from Breath of the Wild. The seemingly endless storage. All goes into the pocket. up to the next door. Alright, Sleepless, you're going north. And this little... Get rid of that. Misfit and Lop-Pop, which way do you guys want to go? I want to go up the hallway. Alright. Ms. tears off up the hall. Do both at the same time. So, Sleepless, you find this, and Ms. Let's see, hallway. There. You know what, you'd see a little bit more of this as well. Box indeed. Lop-Pop. Do you want to follow a Ms, or do you want to follow Sleepless, or make your own way? Sleepless, I assume you want to open that box, and Ms, you are welcome to continue up any of the paths you see. You do know the far one is a dead end. Box. All right, Sleepless. You open up the box and you see what looks like sheriff's badges, kind of. They're just little. You think they might be metal, but it's a strange. It's a strange kind of metal. It's light. Kind of hollow when you tap it, but essentially they're badges similar to sheriff badges. You follow Ms? Okie dokie. Put a few handfuls into your pocket, hell yeah. Lops follows Ms. Please, birdie. And then follow behind. Okay, Sleepless comes around and follows up behind. What are we pleasing, Lop-Pop? Uppies. When you say uppies, do you mean north? Or are you climbing up on Sleepless? Because Sleepless is pretty tightly packed into the corridor. Okay, pick up. Okay. Sleepless has a Ms. Just saying please. Sorry, I did not say please. I want to follow Ms. Okay. Becoming long cat. Long bean. Green beans are long. I'd like to go up north. Okay. Ms. gets to say here. You can actually pull that up at the corner there. Kinda there. Carry the Ms north. And Lop-Pop coming too. Okay, my little troop of beans. There is a door to your right, Ms. I see a silly door. I don't think it's that silly. Open door. Open door. Yeet. Okay. You guys enter a room. You see a group of skeletons holding up a poster. They start bone rattling and clacking. Big Bean will check the other path we missed. This one. Okay. So, Sleepless, you gotta squeeze through here. Treasure sense going off. Loppop, are you going with Ms. or are you going with Sleepless? Sleepless, you find another room. I ask the boners why they are striking. Okay. There's a little bit of looking back and forth, and one of them brings the sign up to you, Ms., and they turn it over to the other side as they clack. The skeleton crew grievances. 1. No dental plan. 2. Broken bones, no replacements. 3. Trap maintenance injuries. Sorry, I went to take my coffee. No worries, Loppop. So, Sleepless has gone back around to explore the other path, and Ms. is talking to the skeletons that seem to be on strike. Ms., do you want me to copy those into the Discord, into the live dice rolls, or into chat? Yes, please. Okay, one sec. Okay, so grievances. Copy and paste. Skelly grievances. 1. No dental plan. 2. Broken bones, no replacements. And 3 is trap maintenance injuries. There you go. And Sleepless, I will let you get a little bit further too. I think there. And I also just want to clean up the map while you guys are figuring out what you want to do next. Because the little edges of shadows bother me. There we go. So, Sleepless, you've got a north and a east. North you go. I got a little more off that as well. Okay, I have noted giving a thumbs up. I'll get the boners known their grievances have been heard, and I'll work on them as soon as possible. There is a rattle as they kind of look at each other. Give me a persuasion, misfit. You have bonuses to your charisma, I believe it's slightly higher. I'm checking. Sleepless, I will get your door in 1 second. Soon as I get Mrs. Charisma. Yeah, you have a +2 charisma, so a d20 +2 for a persuasion. Sleepless, you have a door to the south and you have a door to the east. A 9. There's some looking back and forth among them again, and like you kind of see one skeleton. He's clearly not wearing a watch, but he's kind of looking at his wrist. Seems like they'll give you some time to figure it out, but they don't seem that patient. And Sleepless gone south. Sleepless, you find a large metal barrel. Tough crowd, I'll move to the right door. What's in it? Dude. Give me an investigation, Sleepless. You can't really fail it. I mean, I just want to give you a roll. Yeah, give me an investigation. The DC is like 2. That one? Wow. Sleepless, you take off a little cap up on the top right, and you go to sniff it to identify it. And it really catches you just at the back of your throat. You weren't expecting it to have such a strong smell. And it's kind of put you off balance a little bit. It's made you a little dizzy, actually. No long-term effect. It was a silly roll just to give you a roll, so I'm not gonna punish you for it. It's like, can you do a con save? Yeah, go for a con save. Ms, you're going to the left? Right. Right door. Over here. Ms. This is what you find. I'll actually make this whole area a little bigger. There. It's a big old room. There's a crack in the wall. 17. Yeah, you're fine. You tank it. You're not completely sure what it is, Sleepless. But if you had to hazard a guess, you would say it could be oil, it could be turpentine, some sort of strong flammable liquid. Maybe kerosene? I'm not really consistent with the technology level in D&D because the technology level in D&D isn't very consistent. But definitely something between crude oil or whale oil. Maybe. Okay, put the cap back on it. Put it under my arm like Donkey Kong. Okay. Let me... There you go. Ms., you enter a large empty room. It has a door to the east. It has like a very little crack in the wall, maybe. Little Bean could probably fit through that, but it's a little too much for you to squeeze through. And there's a vent up on the wall. Lopley. Where was our Lop-Pop last? They're taking their coffee. Lopley is taking their coffee break with the Skellies. This map was made for Little Beans, wasn't it? It wasn't made for Little Beans, but it was made with Little Beans in mind. There are no areas that you can't access that Little Beans can. However, there are a couple of shortcuts Little Beans can access. Can I take the door there, the southern door? No, I'm back, sorry. You don't have to be sorry. I just hope you're enjoying your coffee. I am? Hell yeah. And I do bet it smells great. I'll continue to the rightmost door again for Ms. Okie dokie. Bop. The North Skeleton door. This one? You wanna backtrack to there, Sleepless? Come smell it then. Sniffer. Sleepless going right. Okay. One sec. Oh, thank you for the head pat, Sloppily. Okay, let me... There you go. You got another room. It's got a north and it's got a east. I'm attempting to export my model. Dear God, your poor computer. I'll take the door you just pointed, please, Rainbird. The southern one. Okay. Let me just give you that. north for the big bean. Sleepless, you find two similar barrels. There is something different about them, though. You can see there's like green goo around the nozzles. Maybe they're not made to work into museum. I'm sure you'd be very good working in a museum. Open one up. Okie dokie. You open up one of the little... Never mind. Okay. I still think you'd be a very good museum worky person. Sleepless. It is green goo. It's full of one of the oozes. Doesn't seem to be a live green ooze. If I can move next, I'll go east. Thank you very much, Rainbird. Of course, you can lop pop. Lop pop. As you enter this room, you see a gelatinous cube and a whole lot of little goos. And with their tiny little goo arms, they are shaking a sign up and down. Insert panic noise. I will put the cap back on and put them in my pocket too. Okay, that is a lot to be carrying for the big bean. Are you all nice jiggly babies? You know what? They seem upset, but not upset with you, Lopley. The cube. One of them brings the sign over to you, Lopley, and they flip it to the other side, and it has a list on it. Slime Collective Grievances. You take the sign. Okay, you take the sign, you can read it, and much like the other, I will copy and paste it into the chat. We did the calculations. Big Bean has a lot of carry capacity, and it's also double from large size. Fair enough. Let me copy and paste it in. They need some things. They do. Here we go. Slime Collective Grievances. And I'll read them out while I'm copying and pasting them. So, Grievance 1. It is too cold and too dry. They are not happy about the current environment. Grievance 2. There are no organic waste deliveries. And Grievance 3, being stepped on without consent. And that is in the chat. I'm gonna hazard a guess. Sleepless Ash. 600 or 700 pounds. As the as your beans. They only object to it without consent? Yes. 6-7. I don't understand. Oh, nor. Oh, we're in ad break. 700 to 750. I wasn't too far off. We are in ad break, so I will chill for a minute. Lopley, Miz, and Sleepless, let me know when you are out of ads. I'm just gonna chill for 2.5 minutes. I'm going to hydrate myself. And I'm gonna ask anyone in chat who is not in ads, how's your day going? How are you doing? I got my glass shelves. I'm sorting out where I can actually put them. I'm a sub, so I good myself, so I just vibe and hell yeah. My day is going great. I'm so happy to hear that. My day's going pretty good as well. Like, a little stressful adulting stuff I have to do in the near future. I have to get my car its annual check. I have to pay for insurance. But the cool stuff is I'm finally sorting out my room after 2 years, and I won't be living out of cardboard boxes, which is nice. But yeah, my glass shelves. I'm trying to... Well, I have them. I'm deciding where they go. They're like 1.20 meters, floor to ceiling, and I have like a dozen shelves I can put on it. But I need to install it on the wall, and one half of the wall is plasterboard, so I need to put battens in. I'm doing good. Just silly texture atlas shenanigans. Work was hectic, but I'm not worried. Hell yeah. Getting through the day. I have a class thing today. We're going to see shells that were carved in the 19th century? Hell yeah. So happy for you, Rainbird. Thank you so much. When I have them installed, I'm going to put all my Transformers and Gundams on it that have been packed away for more than 2 years, and I'll put up photos. Definitely. And I can put up, because they haven't had a proper place to live. I have them out, but not like displayed. I can put out the stuff Aaron and Cheesebuggers got me for Christmas through Throne. And the ad is over. Sleepless, do we have you back? And also Lopley, do you need me to go over or explain any of the grievances? The slimes can't really communicate with you in common, but they can try to get the idea across of what the issues are. And Misfit, what do you want to do? We back? Hell yeah. Can you try to explain, please? Yes. Gonna continue north. All right. I'll explain. We're gonna keep exploring. Okay. I'll explain to Lop and then we'll move Miz and Sleepless. Okay, so the gelatinous cube is the big square guy, and the little goos are the slime collective Lopoly. You know that the minions are on strike here because they have some grievances. They're not happy about some stuff. They gave you essentially a list. It's too cold and too dry. They don't like that. They want something done about it. Oh! Oh, hell yeah! Lopoly, you gem! That's so nice of you to give Sleepless the sub. Hell yeah. That's awesome. So Sleepless won't have ads anymore. That's super sweet. You're a gem, and thank you so much. It's also a super cute emote. Yeah, thanks a lot, Pop. You're a star. You're welcome. It always fries my brain when something like that happens. But thank you all. Okay. Blah 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 blah. So the slimes aren't happy. It's too cold and too dry. They want some heat and they want some moisture. They have not been getting deliveries of organic waste. Essentially what they feed on, besides, cleaning up the dungeon itself. And they are not happy about being stepped on without consent. With consent is fine, because most things are, but they're not happy about, getting booted. Ms. and Sleepless, you're continuing to explore. So Sleepless, I will show you the next east room. You can decide where you want to go from there. And Ms, I'll show you the next north room. And you can decide what to do and where to go from there. So Sleepless, you have a room with 3 doors and like an area you can't quite fit through. So they want the AC and dehumidifier off, and they want DoorDash, essentially. We go to the left. Okay. Sleepless, to the left, you find a room with a big pit in the center that seems to come back around to where the skellies are. It looks like this pit is a unprepared trap. There's probably a tarp or something that can go over it. Ms, you enter this room. You meet a couple of old friends that you might recognize. I think you called one of them Bingus. Then you go right again? Okay. And Lopley, of course you can pet them. Just don't pet the cube. That will melt your flesh. Bingus and Bongus. Okay, in here, you find a large machine of some kind, Sleepless. Lopley, you pet one of the little slimes. You go out and you touch its head. It is, it's very gooey. It has eyeballs, but the eyeballs just seem to be floating on top of it. And you get a kind of fizzy feeling in your paw as you come into contact with it. It's not melting you, but it's not. It feels fizzy. Remember one time we used Hold Monster on the BBGE while they were in a gelatinous cube that did like all of their HP. Oof. Blub 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 blub. That is what they sound like. Blub blub blub. Well. If it isn't the Ms. Bean, the big star of the arena, second place in the derby. Okay, after a bit, I'll go another way. Alright, Loppop, there is a south. if you'd like to go south, I'll show you that little room. Pop! Then south I go. Okay. We will poke the metal thing. Alright, see what it does. Yeah, I'll be with you 1 sec, Sleepless. Okay, you find... confusing little door. Seems like it's like one way. Probably to confuse adventurers. The whole reason this place is quite maze-like is because this is like where low-level adventurers would come through all the time. In fact, all adventurers would have to make their way through here. So it is a little bit maze-like intentionally. Is it gonna try to run us over like the last machine? Oof. 6 adventurers with the arrow trap. Hell yeah. So they end up stuck here. That's the general plan. At least weak adventurers get stuck here. Or at least it buys some time and it weakens them a little bit for the later floors. Foreshadowing. Sleepless. Roll me an investigation. We are not weak, we are strong. Oh, strong. We are not weak, we are strong. The beans are strong. But the beans are opposed to the adventurers, Lop-Pop. We are the dungeon. 10. 10's not bad. Looks like there's a whole bunch of pipes and a big fan of some sort. A big reel and a cable that powers it. And it looks like the cables go into the... or tubes go into the wall. It seems to be inert or inactive right now. There seem to be some knobs on it. There is like a switch that goes from one side to the other, and it goes from a blue to red. What is the other thing? There is a little picture of what looks like waves going up and waves going to the side, and there's a switch between the two. With a 10, you get a rough idea that this is for controlling the climate, at least in a small area. That would be your guess. It seems to be out of commission at the moment, though. Turn it to the red and to the side waves. Okay, you flip both switches, but it doesn't seem to be going. There's a big red start button. You try giving that like a bang, but it doesn't seem to be starting up. Go down then. Okay. You go down Sleepless. Is this all one room or separate room? This is all one room, I think. Yeah. That's just inside the wall. Yeah, Sleepless, you don't need any rolls from it. You can see that it sort of all goes into the wall and it's connected to a vent up here. Where are my Lop-Pop and my Miz at? Lop-Pop, you're down here. Open the vent. Okay. Sleepless, you reach up. It is within your reach. It is just like a square in the wall. The pipes kind of come out in that direction. You give it a knock knock, and I think that's on the map layer. You knock out the vent. Too big to fit? Not without great difficulty. It would require a good dexterity to not get stuck. I'm actually going to say that's the inside vent, because there'd be a vent on both sides. So I'll put this over here. You will go back. Okay. There. Where is Lop and Miz? Where to Sleepless? We miss any doors? Let me have a quick look. You haven't missed any doors from your path so far, I think. South, okay. So you kind of walk past the skellies. There is a south here. And a south here. And there's also a north where Miz is. Door, south door. Okay. Goes like that. Ba-ba-bum. Oh wait, I hit a sub goal as well with that Loppily. I think I unlocked something. I think I unlocked new emote slots with that. Thank you. I think. I don't know if gifted subs count. No, gifted subs should count. If it's fair, gifted subs count. They might not. Open door, or do the others want to go? I will open that door for you and show what's on the other side. We are waiting for Loppop and Miz, but they might be busy. Also, Sleepless Miz was exporting their Vtuber model that they've made from scratch, and they were rigging it. Their model is 4K. It takes 30 plus minutes to export. I can't be certain that their whole computer hasn't crashed. Yes, it said you needed one more sub or something, so I thought I'd do both, help you and Sleepless. Oh, thank you so much. Oh no, I'm fine, lol. Okay. We were just getting concerned, Miz. Just been letting the others go. Okay, Loppily and Miz, please do some things. What are the gobbles on strike for? And I want to go to the north door. Okay. And give Loppily the north door, then we're going to come back to Miz and get the goblin grievances, and then we'll come back to Loppily and see what they want to do in that room. Loppily, you find a huge pile of bones. Misfit, you get the grievances from the Gobbos. So, the Goblin Logistics Team grievances. Rummage in it. Grievances. I'm copying, I'm pasting. Grievances. Gobbo grievances. 1, no loot bonuses. 2, unsafe work conditions. And 3, no promotion path. Skulls for the Skull Throne, blood for the Blood God. Oh, I can show you over here as well, Sleepless. This is what I meant. So this would be a shortcut for the little beans, but there's not any boxes or anything in this room. Just a shortcut for small beans. So that's what the Gobbos are on strike for. Lopley, you do a Scrooge McDuck into the big pile of skellies. Where's Ymir when we need him? He's been really busy lately. I think he's been really overworked at his job. I just hope he's okay. I search for any goods in it. Give me an investigation, Lopop. So what does it mean for no loot bonus? Like they don't drop loot? Let me just get what I want Lop to roll. He told me it was overworked too, so I hope it will be okay for him. Yeah, me too. I hope it's just like temporarily or during this coming up to the summer. Yeah, it'll be a flat roll. Give me a 1d20 Lopley. Okay, so Ms. Bingus turns to you and he's like, well, I heard when you Grizzly Beans take out an adventurer, you get a bonus cut of the loot. A 10. What kind of skull would you like to find, Lopley? We do? That's what Bingus said he heard. Doesn't work for a 10, huh? You're not finding any treasure, but I will give you your choice of cool skull. Doesn't have to be human. We recommend a xenomorph one? Oh. Oh no, 0 adventurers. Your loot bonus. I think it's false rumor. I've taken the lives of many adventurers and haven't gotten a loot bonus. You let your mouse choose. Okie dokie. Your mouse hops into the pile of bones lawfully, and carrying over its head, it finds a little skull. Really well preserved. It's kind of the shape of a wolf skull, but it's really tiny because your mouse is able to hold it up over its head. You know, if I got any that time. Oh. It's actually really funny that you didn't get any adventures on that trap switch, miss. I keep it. Okie dokie. You could definitely make a pendant or a piece of jewelry, or a really rad helmet for your mouse. A very tiny wolf died. This is not necessarily a wolf, it's just wolf-shaped. Some sort of canid. For mouse, please? Absolutely. You can make it a little helmet during your downtime. A very badass little mouse. You can work on getting her like a little bone spear as well in a later game. Yeah, Ms. Ms, you can roll, it'll be a flat d20, yeah. And where was Sleepless? Sleepless, you, for yourself, have found a dead end because there's only a little bean exit here. So where would you like to move around to? Ms. with a 16. You know, you feel like there's some shenanigans going on. You don't think loot bonuses are a thing? You feel like this might be a rumor. Then we will continue exploring. Okay, I will let you skip along Sleepless. There is a door to the east. Oh, skull pile. Okay. You already picked your place. Then to the right. Okay. And you head in to the right. So you have 2 doors to the north and 1 door to the south. Grab a few bones too, just in case. Okay. Everything into the pocket. I will say, Sleepless, the bones are a little uncomfortable in your pocket. Because your pocket is made of you. Not painful, just uncomfortable. It's kind of weird shape. I'd like to go north, Sir Rainbird. Okay, so the door here is for little beans only. They're the only ones that can fit through. But you can go north over here where Sleepless is just gone. Break before our skin did. That's probably true. You have a very tough hide. Forgot? No worries. Yeah, Sleepless is going south lots, so you could explore north. And I can give you a pretty big area here. Sleepless, what you find appears to be an office with a bathroom, a scanner, and a printer slash fax machine. Can I see the whole map for a second? Of course. Toilet! And that's all the map, right? Yeah. I have to make sure I look at OBS so that you can see, because it's cut off here and here in OBS, but I can see all the way to the far sides. Want to go where Miz is. I see a door. Okay. So you come back through. Say hi to the goose. Past the skellies. And around the goblins. And there is a hallway that goes to the north. Where the dang adventurers, we can't find them. And so Sleepless is getting very confused at this point. Yes, yes. Alright, we'll continue north with Miz. Doesn't seem like the adventurers have arrived yet, Sleepless. North? Okay, Sleepless going north. Now the mission that you were given was to end the strike. All right, Sleepless. You head up north and find yourself going south. Just kind of looped you around. Seems you don't feel like you turned as you were going up there. It just sort of looped you around. Must be a dungeon thing. Oh. Were you just on a seek and destroy? Sleepless Bean is very confused, yeah. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, for the most part, this is a ooh. That wasn't a sound effect, that was my actual spine. Ugh. Thank you very much, Lop Pop, for the posture check. Yeah, so this is primarily a social encounter. However, that doesn't mean there doesn't have to be any combat. That doesn't mean combat isn't allowed. While you're there, Sleepless, can you bring some of those bones to the boner men? Or at least let them know of the replacement bones we have. Please don't break your spine. I'll think about it. Sleepless will gather up bones and bring them to the skeletons. Excellent. Carrying 3 barrels at the same time. Yes, the bones have that healthy crunch. If you break your spine, how will you fly to us? Look, I'm over 30. I'm supposed to be crunchy. Those are the rules. I'm surprised you don't hear more of my bones crunch when I stream. Okay, big scoop. The skeleton pile is on my map layer, so we're just gonna say you're scooping. The barrels are for working out. It's like putting weights on your legs or arms. Hell yeah. I always forget you're over 30. Thank you. Me too. We do that IRL. It is a good way to work out. Weight training. You and your mirror could be my uncles. Please don't say that. No, I'm young. I'm youthful. I'm a young, youthful youth. Okay. Sleepless comes back with a big pile of bones and drops them at the Skelly's feet. 20 pounds for legs and 8 for arms. That's a decent amount of weight to be carrying around. We just wear them everywhere. Hell yeah. If I've learned anything from both Dragon Ball and Naruto, that makes you faster when you drop your weights. I say that, but I still have guys that are def over 32 in my Discord DMs. I don't blame them. It actually does. Yeah, I'd believe it. Like your muscle, your muscles are adapting to having more weight or having more gravity. Because you're using more force when you run. Yeah. You're working out harder without. You're getting more bang for your buck for your workout. It's not too significant, but there is a noticeable increase. Hell yeah. I did see a YouTube video not that long ago where someone was testing out the Rock Lee weight thing, and they did like tests before and after, and they did it for like 4 weeks or something like that. Do you know that Oneness is 30 next year too? He doesn't sound like he's about to be 30. He sounds so cutie pie. Oh. Okay. Do I know Oneness? I think I do. The name rings a bell. Oh, that's the guy you asked me to help out with the Discord thing, isn't it? Okay, distracted. Yes, okay. Okay, the Skellies seem very pleased by that. A lot of jumping up and down, and they start to root around in the pile of bones, and a couple of them start replacing a couple of missing bits, maybe a broken or damaged bone or two with ones from the pile. This checks off one of the Skelly's grievances. Good job. Broken bones, no replacement. Can I do a line through? Strike through. I can mark that off the list. Sorry, distracted. Well, you're fine. I'm very good at being distracted. Oh god, wait. I think I got it. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting so hard. Waiting so hard right now. Does the slimes want to go into the big hole? Where is Lopley being gone? Lopley, you run back to the slimes. And you look at them, and you go, do you want to go in the big hole? And the slimes kind of look at each other, and look back at you, and look at each other, and they have a lot of eyes, so this is a lot of looking. And they kind of shake their head no. And they don't fully have faces because they're little blobs, but they're very confused. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's a trap pit for killing adventurers. Wrong thought. I'll find you guys a new house, babies. Aw, that's so sweet. Loppop, do you want to continue exploring north? Let me check while I'm waiting. Okay. I see where you had the thought. I see where it was coming from. Because the gelatinous cube is a square. And the hole is square. And you put the square in the square hole. It was more like the hole is dark, so certainly not dry. That's actually a really good thought. But it is a death pit. And the triangle into the square hole. So wet and things might grow in it, and they might eat it. Okay then. I go back up. Okay, lovely. You go the whole way around again. Back up to here. And up here. I think weirdly, okay. No, it was a good idea. And you see an area something like this. So there's a big right, a big left. There's a door down at the end of this hall, and there's a door and a way over on the right side. We don't run, we just arrive. I lost 3 kg with all this running. Yes, Sleepless Bean is inevitable. Go to the left. Loppop goes to the left. They get to the door. I assume they go through the door. They find a room with an in and out door. Another door? Technically 2 doors. You guys have seen this now, where one door only goes one way and the other door only goes the other way. It is designed to trick and disorientate adventurers. I get in to check, please. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure this is a little closed loop, so I'll give you that. Hey, Loppop. Look what it is, Loppop. Look what it is. I want to hear it. Sleepless in first. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And inside this box, there is a huge pile of basic standard leather helmets. Box! Box! Oh, lovely, shaking that tail. Yeah, so it's a big box of helmets. For the Gobbo's safety, perhaps. Perhaps that is how they could be used. You open it, please? Absolutely. It is still it's a big box of helmets, leather helmets. In remind me what you found, Sleepless. Oh, putting it together now. You found a paper with the official dungeon seal. Official paper, one might say. You found badges. What's on the paper? The paper has the official. Basically, this is an official dungeon document at the top. The seal of the boss. But it is otherwise blank. I will also mention that Sleepless did find a scanner and printer down at the southeast office. So we can write that they are authorized to order stuff, perhaps. And the helmets too. So I'll let you know that you have a total of 9 grievances. You have completed 1. You have given the Skelly's replacement bones. Too big to use a tiny pen. And you guys do still have a little exploring to do. Oh, more explore. Can you go show the barrels to the slimes? Maybe they want this. So I go to the right. Alright, I'm gonna start moving Lopoly to the right, and then we'll do Sleepless with the barrels. Okay. Sleepless, as you offer as you show the barrels to the slimes, they seem to get very, very excited about the ones containing the green liquid. Do you give the barrels to the slimes? The green liquid barrels. I give them the 2 green barrels. All right, Sleepless, you have completed one of the Slime Collective's grievances, organic waste deliveries. And I can strike that through. And I will bring you up to the top right with Lop-Up. There is a door, and there is a continuation of the corridor. And there is white text on the screen that you are going to ignore. You're going to ignore that, Lopley. You didn't see it. Who's going through the door? Who's going down the hall? Lopley going through the door. Pop. Lopley, you enter what looks like a warehouse. Henry, who some of you may have met before when the dungeon was being audited by the tax pig, or possibly in the dungeon derby. He works for the dungeon accountant, Quillith, and he is currently inventorying stock. It is technically one of the boxes, but it is just here to fill out the room for decoration. However, Henry would be a pretty useful if maybe you did a favor for him. Maybe he could offer something. Maybe he could help you solve one of the grievances. Oh, the level of disappointment. I will never use a box as decoration again, I promise. What do you need, sir? Oh, it's one of the beans. Is that Loppily? Loppily the Grizzly bean. Hello. Oh, I was just doing some inventory, and my mimic appears to have gotten away from me a little bit. I can't seem to coax him down. Hello. The shock. Sleepless will enter. Okay. Oh my. A big fellow. I don't believe we've had the chance to encounter yet. But I believe I have heard of you. You must be Sleepless Bean, yes. Yes. The inevitable one. My pleasure to meet you. I'll try to jump up to reach the mimic. Alright. Lopley, give me an athletics. Which will be a +2. Or Sleepless can eat you. If Sleepless eats you, you don't need a roll. I'll just put you up there. Okay. There it is. A 22. Okay, Sleepless. Your accuracy is on point, and you manage to hold yourself back from launching Loppily through the ceiling into the next dungeon floor, landing her perfectly on this upper level with the Mimic. You do pss, 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 pss. Okay, is animal handling wisdom? We a bit strong, you very strong. I think animal handling is wisdom, and Loppily, as the cleric bean, you have a bonus to your wisdom. I believe you have a +3. So if you'd like to roll a d20 +3. We think it's wisdom? I'm pretty sure. And if it's not, it is now. An 8? It kind of hears you going pss, 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 and it pays attention to you, and it's kind of like coming in your general direction, and then it kind of backs away again. It's acting a little bit like a cat. Doesn't particularly want that attention. 5th mission, we get to be a bigger bean after this. Yes, you do. This is your 5th mission. You'll be Sleepless the Barbarian Bear. Bean Bear. Barbarian Bean Bear. So ignore it and it goes to you. Perhaps. Beanbarian. Barbinian? Do mimics are hungry? Usually. Mimics do often be hungry. If you have any foodstuffs to lure it, just watch your fingers. Big berry and bean. I like that. Just a heads up, we do have an ad coming up soon. I'm gonna take a proper ad break when it starts, because I had my meds a little while ago and I need to eat something afterwards. So I'm gonna get a quick snack. I won't be too long, not much longer than the usual break. Once the break is over though, we will have, I think, 40 minutes ad free, and we will continue then. Use the beef jerky. You could use the beef jerky. Loppily going with another. Psst, psst, psst. Lops, give me another animal handling, but this time give me it with advantage. So that means you get to roll it twice. Advantage, yes. We're on the same wavelength, Sleepless. $14. You're also DM sometimes. Hell yeah. 16. 16. is plenty to lure the slightly smaller than usual mimic. Bigger than Audrey, but smaller than a regular mimic. Lure it over to you. And as it's taking the food, you can just kind of scoop it up. Are you going to climb down with it, or are you going to drop it down to Sleepless? I pet it. It's kind of sticky, as mimics are wont to be. I jumped down with it, so I don't hurt it by dropping it. Okay. Yeah. So it does get a little bit startled by the jump down. Sleepless is also going to catch you. And you return the mimic to Henry. Henry is super thankful. He owes you a favor. I am going to go to add for a little bit Ms. Sleepless and Lopley. I shan't be long, but as I said, I took meds a while ago, so I do have to have a quick something to eat. So we're going to go over to the break screen. Drops are enabled if you'd like to try the drop game. Exclamation mark drop and then your preferred emote. And I will be back momentarily. Oh, that was a really pathetic drop as well. Hello! I have returned. What did I miss? No one got the cauldron, that's fine. Oh, Lopley got 0 adventures in the trap, I'm sorry. Oh my god, Mrs. Model is alive, hell yeah! Congratulations, Ms. Good job. Let's, end the ad. And let's go back to D&D. Are you sure you got enough snacks? Yes, I absolutely downloaded 2 donuts. Yeah, so you returned Henry's mimic. Don't want the garden soundtrack. Let's play Black Cat. Hi. Yeah, so, Henry owes you one. That might help. Who knows? You know, he works for essentially the head of accounting. So there is a couple of grievances. He could definitely help with one of them. There's also a little more to explore. I also had time to freshen up my drink, so I am hydrated. Bum, 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 bum. Sleepless Lop Ms, anything you would like to do? Big thinks by the Sleepless. I forgot what he said to help us. Alright, there were 9 grievances originally. You guys have wrapped up 2 pretty handily. I could quickly go through them again if you would like. He owes us a favor, and we have a couple of grievances. Yes. If you would like to finish exploring and see what else you can find Sleepless, and then see which items you'd like to use for which situation before you get any favor from Henry, that's also fine. Yeah, probably. Okie dokie. You want to head around to the south corridor here. I'd like us to explore everything first in case we can maybe figure it out on our own. Absolutely. Our package arrived. Oh, is that an IRL package? Okay, I'll grab Sleepless, and assume Lopley will follow. Hope it's something nice. And it's a long tunnel with a door at the end. I assume you guys will continue south. Oh, don't misplace my laptop. Bit through our last one, so this would be nice to have. Hell yeah. I think this area opens up to the side as well. So there's another room. And then continue down this side. And there is a corridor that goes to the east. You guys can get to there. And as you come around this corner, Sleepless, you almost bump into an odd little bean. It's a Grizzly bean you haven't met before. And he's just like, excuse me. What is that? It's just a little, it's just Grizzly bean. Just an unfamiliar Grizzly bean. It's a child in a mask. No, it's clearly a Grizzly bean. He's got little green ears and a little triangular nose and green. It's definitely a Grizzly bean. Hello, fellow Grizzly bean. I just need to I yabber and beanish at him. Yes, exactly. So I'm just gonna pass by. I have a mission from the boss. Nope. Not real. I think he might be rumbled. Excuse me. He is gonna start running away and disappear around the corner. And you hear footsteps disappearing. You follow? Okay. This is just a little gag for later, Sleepless. Which will have a follow-up in later games. As you come around the corner, you find these stairs up to the next floor. They have escarpered to a different level of the dungeon. I'm going to let you know as well, I have not made that floor of the dungeon. This is a little bit of a gag that will probably be slightly recurring. Moro Curio, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the lurk and thank you for the initiative roll, a 16, hell yeah. Have a good stream and game. Thank you very much, Moro. Thank you so much for popping in. Hope you are doing goodly. Sleepless, will you be continuing south? Yeah, alrighty. Oh my gosh, what's that? Oh my gosh, Lopley, what's that? Oh my gosh, Miz, what's that? Box! It's a box! Box! Oh my god! Yes, indeedy, it is a box. A box, a box, a box, a box, a box. Box! Will you be opening the box? I actually really like that Sleepless because it zooms in on Audrey's eye a little bit, so it looks like an extra O. That's BOOOX. And inside this box, my sweet beans, as you lift the lid, there's a slight glow, which is just a reflection of the light. It is a big pile of warning tape, black and yellow striped tape that can be put up for a warning for dangerous things. You often see it in construction sites, or you might be more familiar from like TV shows with crime scenes. When they cordon an area off, they'll like put tape from stick to stick. Caution sign, yes, caution tape. Like a big roll of black and yellow stripes. Caution tape, yeah. And I think you guys have uncovered the whole map. So I won't make you walk area to area anymore. You guys can skip around if you would like. Going in the pocket? Going in the pocket. So what do you have now? You have the paper, the badges, you have the leather helmets, you have caution tape, and you have a favor from a dungeon official. And a big canister of oil. And for grievances, for the skeleton crew, they say they have no dental plan and trap maintenance injuries. Helmet's going to the gobos. Hell yeah, I'll go through those in 1 sec. I'll just read out the other ones real quick, Sleepless, and then get back to the solutions for them. The slimes are too cold and too dry. And they don't like being stepped on without consent. And then the goblins, no loot bonus, unsafe working conditions, and no path to promotion. So you want to put the caution tape around the hole and give the helmets to the goblins. Okay, the goblins will happily accept the helmets and the caution tape around the trap. That will remove the unsafe working condition grievance from the goblins. That's another one down. It will also... I'll also say it'll take off the trap maintenance injuries from the skellies, because that was also one of the grievances. So that brings us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go. So the last remaining ones are the dental plan for the skellies, the climate for the goose, being stepped on for the goose, and then loot bonuses, or a lack of loot bonuses, and no promotion path for the goblins. Any ideas, any suggestions? The unfair bonus thing, no one gets a bonus. They can have some badges for promotion. That might work. Miz does have a bonus to charisma. So if Miz is here and wants to do some convincing, and if Miz is not here, I'll give it a minute, and I will let you use their charisma advantage. You'll do it? Hell yeah. Hi, Miz. Who am I convincing? Sleepless has a big box of badges. You can try and convince the goblins that this is something to do with a path to promotion and the no loot bonus things. Sorry, I'm blasting my eardrums with hydrate redeems. Oh no. The loot bonus thing, convincing them that that's not a thing, that it's just a rumor. And someone needs to fix the temp unit, write out a notice for ask permission before stepping on the oozes. Those are also very good solutions. Will Lopley or Sleepless be giving the help action to Miz for these persuasions? It'll be the same dice rolls either way, but I'm going to say it's an intimidation if Sleepless helps, and a persuasion if Loppily helps. Or one of each. We can do one of each. So Ms. I will def do those. Yay. Okay. So you'll have advantage on both of these rolls. So essentially you're rolling the same thing 4 times. The no loot bonus is convincing them that it's not a thing. And then the promotion path is convincing that the badges are a promotion for them. And you have 1 persuasion and 1 intimidation, so you can decide which one you want to use for which. I'll be away for a bit and I have to go shower. No worries, Lopop. So the roll, Ms., I believe, is a d20 plus 2, I want to say. Yes, a d20 plus 2. You can roll it 4 times, because it's 2 rolls with advantage. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. And proficiency, they don't have proficiency bonus in those checks. But I'm glad they do have advantage. Oh, hell yeah, a 1 and a 20. So that's a 22 and an 8. Yeah, that's enough. Definitely with the 22. So let me know which is which. Is the 22 the persuasion, or is it the intimidation? Not 20, let's go. Wait, where's my thing? There we go. Let's go! Let's go! I'm re-rolling my 1. You don't need to, Ms. It was an advantage, so you rolled a 1 and then a 20, and the 20 is what counts. It's taking the highest of 2 rolls. I am glad you remember your Nat 1 insurance, though. Yeah, so that will work. I do want to know which was the intimidation and which was the persuasion. The Nat 20 is the persuade? Okie dokie. And the persuasion is that there's no loot bonus, or that the badges are the promotion path. The intimidation will be the 20. Okay. Is the intimidation that there is no loot bonus, or is it the promotion path? And do you want to drop a hard, cold line for that? Intimidation, promotion path, okay. So the Ms. Bean with the 22 and with the Brain is Mush, no worries. The Ms. Bean with a 22 and Sleepless standing behind them. as intimidating as Sleepless always is, pulls out the badges, which I will let you know are actually plastic. They're actually more like cereal box sheriff badges. And let them goblins know, but I wear a badge and show them how intimidating I am and say, hey, want a free promotion? That works. Okay, yeah, that is another 2 grievances resolved. Hell yeah. What is left? The Skellies want a dental plan, and Sleepless had just suggested fixing the essentially AC machine, and what was the other one? Making forms for permission to step on slimes, which does solve the problem. How do you guys want to go about those? Because I will say solid solution, Sleepless. Why do I have one Skelly out here all on their own lonesome? This is the one Skelly who's not on strike. He's actually a scalper from a different floor. And the other thing left is the skeleton's dental plan. Get the favor for that? Okay. Alright, that's everything pretty much narrowed down with what to do. Now, who actually wants to do the things? Lopley has a wisdom bonus, Miz has a charisma bonus, and a Sleepless, you kind of cover strength and con. I will let you... Essentially, you have Lopley to help, so I'll let you use Lopley's wisdom. Miz is a little bit brain melty, but I think they're here, so they can roll charisma or help out with that. Sleeps can do most of it aside from the fixing and talking. That is very Sleepless. Sleepless is slightly better at the breaking and other kind of breaking. Oh, sorry your brain is melty, Miz. This was a bad day to do a social encounter game. Okay, so Henry will do you the favor of writing up the dental plan for the Skelly Sleepless, that he doesn't really need any convincing to do that. While it is silly and lagged the stream. Oh no! It's too powerful. I mean, you did make your model 40k. Not 4k, 40k. It's more detailed than real life. Refreshed? Are we back? Warhammer model. Yeah, Sleepless. Miz made their model at like 4K resolution. It could be printed at like full real size. But I think it's higher than that again. Warg. I do love space orcs. Yeah, so Sleepless, Henry will ask if you have any paper for him to write up the dental plan. Can I repeat what's left to do? Yes. Okay. And no need to be sorry. Okay. The skeleton crew, their only grievance left is a dental plan. Sleepless is going to use the favor from Henry to get that done. The slimes are too cold and too dry. Sleepless has found an air conditioning machine, but it is not, doesn't seem to be working, doesn't seem to be on. The slimes are not happy about being stepped on without consent, so Sleepless's idea is to get a consent form for stepping on the slimes, which will technically resolve it, and that is all you guys need to do. Fix the air conditioner? Hell yeah. Hey, you guys split up. We do have paper. You do have paper. It even has it's even official paper. So Henry will take one sheet of your paper. You have a big pile of it. Don't worry about it. Write out your dental plan for you. Ms. Fixing the AC sounds so unlikely. I believe. I have faith. And tell you how to use the photocopier in the office down in the south there. Henry is also happy to assist you with using the printer if it is required, Sleepless. Oh, that's not quite on the map. There's a printer here. There you go. Misfit, give me... I'll say Sleepless has already told you about it and what they tried out. Give me an investigation with advantage, which is a flat D20 for you. I'm HVAC aligned. 6 with advantage. You can roll it again and take the highest. Simply roll a nat 20 every time. That's statistically unlikely. Sleepless will go and make copies and then make a consent form and print it out. Hell yeah. Give me a pretty low DC because it's been explained to you, Sleepless. Give me a pretty... Oh yeah, and I don't do negative modifiers, so it's a flat D20. Give me a flat D20, please, Sleepless. impressive. With advantage. With advantage. With advantage, please. Six. Okay. Okay, this is what the rolls are like tonight. It's a pretty simple process. The printer frustrates you a lot, Sleepless, as all printers do, as printers are the most evil thing in the entire universe. But you manage to keep your patience, and you manage to print out all of the forms you need. You have quite a few sheets that you can't use that are like half printed and then it's stopped halfway and then spat out the paper. But you have enough. You have enough. You can deliver the dental plan to the Skellies and the consent form to the Slimes. I will mark those off for you. And being stepped on without consent. Go and give them. Excellent. Okay, we have narrowed it down. It is now only the AC. Ms. struggling a little bit. Just a little. What I'm gonna do is, just before you get there, I'll give Ms. a perception, which will be a +1. You can do it, Ms. Time to perform percussive maintenance. Oh no. 17. Okay. Okay. Ms., as you look around examining the machine, I don't know how much you caught of me describing it for Sleepless. There are two switches on the front, one with red to blue, which seems to be like hot to cold, and the other is like upward waves and sideways waves. That's probably humidity. So it can control heat and humidity. What Sleepless didn't see on the lower roll is there's a spout on the side for oil that is labeled in common. The O's. I'm eyeing that barrel they've got in their hands. Not over to the spout. Fine. I mean, you can keep the barrel, it's just the contents that's needed. Okay. So, the oil is poured into the machine. There's also a big red button. When it was pushed last time, didn't do anything. Keeping the barrel? Okay. Bonk. All right, Sleepless, you hit the button. And this time, there's sort of and it starts to spin up, and then it starts to kind of stabilize, like a steady rhythm. And the two of you can actually feel it, because there was the air vent that you tore off earlier, the air is coming through into these two rooms. This room here, and this room here, and by extension, the room you're currently in. It's currently set to hot and humid, which is exactly what the slimes were looking for. I love that you both had smash button emotes ready. Would you like to inform the slimes that there is a nice big room that is climate controlled? Sure. Alrighty. So you guys let the slimes know. The slimes move up to the other room, taking their goo with them. And you guys have ended the strikes on this floor of the dungeon. Good job, good job. Hooray. How was that? Did you guys enjoy the game? I know most of the games have been just combat pretty much lately, exploration and combat, so I did want to go back to a social game. I know Ms. Your Brain was melty, and I know Lopley had to go back and forth, but did you guys enjoy it overall? Would you like more social games exploring the dungeon, or do you prefer like higher combat ones? I quite liked having Sleepless Bean in a social game, because, you know, you're like a fish, a little bit like a fish out of water when you don't get to smash things, which is quite fun. But I want to make sure it was fun on your end. I love playing D&D. Fair enough. Yeah, alright. We'll go back to something more combat-y next week. And then maybe we'll have a social encounter after that. Yeah, that was our game for tonight. Good job, Beans. It's gonna be fun to go back through this and write up the achievements, I think. Yeah. Good job, everyone. Let me make myself more medium-sized. Okie dokie artichokies. Let's find someone to raid out to. Just a minute. Boom, boom. Who do we have online? Not many friendos. Do we want to find something else Dungeons and Dragons-y, or do we want to switch it up a bit? What's the mood? How we feeling? I get up my little raid thingy. Like most of the D&D people who stream on Twitch, it's really more them playing with a group. You the boss? I am the boss, but I do like to take inbush. A good boss listens to their minions. just having a look through. You know what? I've never rated Andrew before. Final Fantasy 14? I'm back. Hi, Lopoly. How are you? Welcome back to the raid. It's finished? Yes. But you did really well. And so did Ms. and Sleepless. It's gonna be very fun to write up the achievements later in the week. Yes then, okay. Yeah, we'll pop over to ATM 0. Andrew. They are a really, really nice guy. I've interacted with them a little bit, but not a super lot, so this is my first time raiding them. Isn't that exciting? Okay. We are going a big barbarian bean to the ATM. To the automated something, automated thanks for everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Really enjoyed the game as always. Thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. It was a blast to have you. Automated teller machine. Thank you, Key. I just straight up gave up on it. Bye, Lops. Bye, Sleepless. Thanks and take care. You take care too, Lops. Love y'all. Love you lots, Jelly Tots. Take care of yourselves. And the countdown timer is almost there. I'm not stalling for time. And you're out of here. Bye. Bye. See you next week. Bye.